FANI, KAYODE, FFK, he wrote an open letter to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the national leader of APC. And of course, FFK belongs to PDP. He was former aviation minister, and a lot of things happened under his watch too. They said money got missing, money used that was supposed to be used to build airports, and there were a lot of things that runs into millions, billions of naira that disappeared under his watch, either misappropriated or stolen. Something happened. EFCC tried to probe him. I think his case is still there in the court, or somehow he found a way around it. He wrote an open letter to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and a response was given to FFK. And this response is by someone out there that decided to bring out one or two things as regards the life of FFK himself and what got him to where he is. He is a child of corruption, FFK, whilst he's talking to his own father, the Jagaban of Lagos, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now I'm going to go through this article, and if you concur to it, drop your comment also in the section below. I have always respected and admired you, dear FFK. Your command of words when you speak. You are one of the very few Nigerians who could speak extempore for hours, and to say this has gotten into your head is an understatement. You got carried away by your writing and speaking skills so quickly that you are unconscious of the fact that you have lost touch with reasoning and ideas. Maybe it is because you were trained with the wealth amassed from treacherous adventure. It is not in the character of a typical Yoruba man or woman to insult an elder. Even the Holy Book forbids such. Hence, I choose my words carefully so that I don't incur the wrath of God. If you, on the other hand, had exhibited this Omoluabi trait in your expression of opinions on political, religious, cultural, and national issues, there wouldn't have been any need for this open letter. I pray for God's forgiveness over this letter. Your constant and frequent attack on the Yoruba elders has further attested to the fact that you are not a bastard. You are indeed a true son of your father, whom many refer to as Balogu Odale of his generation. For many years, I've listened to you speak from afar, and Balogu Odale, it simply means the chief of saboteurs or betrayals. That is what they attributed his father to be. Anyway, the letter went on. For many years, I have listened to you speak from afar. I have read several of your notes, and in all of them, you have shown no regard for the elders. You have really overstretched it this time around. I don't have any problem with you expressing your opinion on national issues, the same way I have never criticized your father for the choice of the political alliance he made. But I suppose it's time we revisited the history. Just like your grandfather, your father attended many of the prestigious schools in Europe and graduated with intimidating academic credentials. Maybe I don't know how much your family background, but history will tell even my great-grandchildren the treacherous trait in your lineage. I shall one day tell my children to run away when they hear the name FANI KAYODE, though I strongly believe someday the system will naturally ostracize your lineage, that nobody would want to take the risk of identifying with them. The system will someday declare your family a threat to human existence, and this will no doubt prompt your children or grandchildren to change their last name and live far away from Nigeria, as a country their grandfather and father had severally betrayed and caused so much pain, a country that has cursed the FANI KAYODE dynasty. Your attack on Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, though sad and unfortunate, is laughable. Ajegbodo to wide the Kura, calling Asiwaju a betrayal is sheer display of foolishness and uttermost stupidity. If your father was like Asiwaju, the Yoruba nation will today be more united. In case you forget or pretend to be oblivious, Asiwaju is today busy trying to clean up the mess your father and his friend Akintola caused the Yoruba nation. You talked about the alliance Asiwaju forged with the Northerners that birthed the emergence of President Buhari. May I remind you that your father and his friends were the first in the Nigerian political history to form alliance with the North. Though forming alliance is not a crime, as such could be done in the national interest, but when such is formed at the expense of your people, it is called betrayal. If Asiwaju had played politics like your father, you and many others would be in prison by now. just like your father conspired against Awolowo and sent him to prison. You did. How did Tinubu betray the Yoruba nation, since you have chosen to talk about betrayal and open the old wounds that your father caused the Yoruba nation? Egbo, have you forgotten that the return of democracy in 1999, the Southwest was under the total control of the Progressive Alliance for Democracy until after the death of Bola Ige, a direct disciple of Awolowo, someone who was like the fulcrum of Yoruba unity, and Obasanjo, your master, took the advantage to sell the Southwest to Egbe Obo Hausa PDP that marked the beginning of the division in the Southwest in this political dispensation. Tinubu, being a God-ordained leader of this generation, embarked on a journey of reuniting the Yoruba race, while, on the other hand, you have been busy uniting the Igbo nation, giving your relentless support to Nnamdi Kanu separatist agenda. Maybe your children one day will rule in the Republic of Biafra. After all, you have an Igbo wife. Tinubu has consistently remained in the progressive fold, persistently projected the ideas and ideology of Great Awo, who your father betrayed, and he has sacrificed a lot towards realizing the unity of the Yoruba race, which was lost during the political era of your father. Unlike your father, who was only known for betrayal and backstabbing, God has, through Tinubu, raised men and women of means. Tinubu fought ceaselessly to regain the Southwest from the political dominance of Egbe Omo Hausa. Egbo, if you want to be honest with yourself, at least for once, your hatred for Tinubu could be traced to two things: for promoting the values and ideas of Chief Awolowo, whom your father betrayed and hated so much. Since no one can come out to openly admit to the mentorship of your father, not even late Abba Kyari, who served in his law firm. Secondly, for mobilizing against your source of income and truncated the years of low cost of your paymasters. How has Tinubu betrayed the Yoruba people and Nigeria? Was it because he supported Buhari and Osibanjo Fulani Yoruba ticket instead of Atiku Obi Fulani Igbo ticket? Is that what you call betrayal? Is Atiku your cousin from Oyo State? Or is Obi your brother from Ogun State? I have so much respect for you considering the academic credentials you possess. But after reading your recent letter to Tinubu, I was forced to read the previous letters written by you. Then I concluded your brain is less than a 2-month-old baby. Tell me just one effort you've made in the interest of the Yoruba nation. Just one. One sacrifice you've made towards ensuring the unity of the Yoruba race. Just like your father, you are a selfish, senseless, myopic, over-ambitious, and mentally unstable opportunist. Each time you talk about Tinubu's betrayal in the 2019 election, I say to myself, that is either your skull is empty or is full of sand. You claim that Tinubu dismissed your concerns, treated you with contempt, vilified you, and set out to destroy you. If I may ask, how? What were your concerns? That your Atiku Obi was a better option for the Yorubas, or that your PDP that could not restructure for 16 years had suddenly become Nigeria's only hope of restructuring? And since you have suddenly become an advocate of the Yoruba nation, were you of the concern that your PDP/Jonathan-led government of Ijo President, Hausa Vice President, Idoma Senate President, Hausa Speaker, Igbo Secretary to the federal government was the best choice the Yoruba could have made? No doubt all this meant nothing to you as long as your money kept coming in. The Yoruba people were completely left out in the scheme of things. The fact that you are shallow-minded does not mean that other Yorubas are stupid. Tinubu championed a cause that ushered in a Yoruba as vice president with several Yoruba in sensitive ministries, departments, and agencies without placing his own ambition above the Yoruba nation. Unlike in the alliances you and your cohorts made, where none of you had the effrontery to negotiate anything meaningful and big for the Yoruba nation or section, but instead, you were busy playing the corridor boys of Oga, anything for the boys. Anyway, let me apologize on Asiwaju's behalf. If what you meant by him seeking to destroy you was because he ended your Abajiri adventure at the villa, I understand how you feel, because anyone who blocks someone's means of livelihood, just like Tinubu did to you and your partners, is capable of taking one's life. It is no a secret any longer that you are broke and that you could no longer afford that expensive life your treacherous father secured for you with the proceeds of betrayal. Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has consistently made sacrifices in the nation's interest. He has paid his dues. He has succeeded where many of his contemporaries failed. He stood in the face of tyranny, where many fell and walked, even where angels are afraid to tread. All this take only the grace and anointing of God. And never was Asiwaju arrogated to himself the glory of God. Wrongly enough, you choose to assume the role of God's spokesperson, Because if not so, I don't know on whose authority you are prophesying the end of Asiwaju. How dare you declare a man's end even when God has not spoken? I don't want to be like you because I don't want to incur the wrath of God. But with this your style, you have caused so much joy in hell because the devil has translated the names of his angels or demons that will treat your fuck up when you eventually get to your eternal destination, hell. Let me conclude by telling you the reality of life, which you have failed to realize that life is full of ups and downs. Has it been without conceding that Asiwaju is going through a rough time politically? It could only be a passing phase which everybody must go through in life. Asiwaju has been through a tougher time and he also always come out stronger. Asiwaju that I know has never betrayed loyalty. Rather, he has sacrificed so much for the sake of loyalty. Those in your imagination or those who might in reality have embarked on the mission to demystifying and destroying Asiwaju are on their path to perdition. Those who at a time or the other time benefited from Asiwaju political style, who were nothing when God through Asiwaju made them something, who have vowed to see his end should be prepared to embark on a journey of no return. Shalom. Now, there are a lot of comments that trail this. I'm going to read one or two and I want you to drop your comment in the section below. Someone said Tinubu has caused Nigerian problems that may not be corrected in the next 50 years. The killings carried out in the country since 2015, this government entered in with the Accusations, created a lot, and the vice president is redundant. Someone said give FFK $10,000. He will be glad to betray his brother. What is your opinion as regards or what this article has said? Drop it in the comment section below.